Okay, good morning and welcome to the 2023 British and Irish Cup taking place at King's House Sports Ground here in Chiswick. It's a beautiful day. It's great to have Barry Keary alongside me. I'm Will Shepherd and we're going to be bringing you all the action from this B&I, the oldest international tag competition in the world. Barry, how was your flight over?
It was good. We came last night. Most of us came last night. We have a few people coming today, and unfortunately their flight's been delayed. So I'm just hoping that they make kick-off at the moment. But really happy to be here. The weather is fab. Maybe I should come to London more often, Will. What do you reckon?
I think you should, especially if you're going to buy me a beer and bring the trophy back as well.
Oh, that's true. I have to give you the trophy back. I forgot about that.
So a bit of a unique one this, and it's second year in a row that we're in Great Britain. Obviously with the World Cup coming up in Ireland in August, we'll be able to look forward to that as we go through the day. But a reminder of last year's results. It was up at West Park in Leeds, and Barry, it was Ireland that took the honours over that two-day event.
Yeah, it certainly was, but it was very, very close. It came down even on categories, and it actually went to number of wins, and we just edged it by one result, I believe. Had one result gone the other way, we would have had to leave the trophy behind us, but thankfully that didn't happen. But it's a demonstration, I suppose, of how close the two countries really are to each other and have been over the last number of years, particularly in the run-up to 2018 and since then, when it's been one win for GB and a couple for us, but all very, very tight results.
Yeah, so it's 2019 that we've got to go back to for the last time, and in fact the only time that Great Britain won. That was in London as well. It was at Wasps over in Acton. So potentially that return to London might give Great Britain some confidence this time. As we turn to the games that we're going to be bringing you from pitch 1 today, we've got our first kick-off at 11:20 with the men's 40s. Now, last year, Barry, that was an exhibition category. This is the first time that it's counting towards the overall awarding of the British and Irish Cup.
Yeah, that's true. And last year, cumulative score, I think, was 1 point in Great Britain's favour, and they won at 3-2, I think,
3-2, yeah.
The category. I believe some of your older gentlemen were quite upset that it didn't count towards the B&I and took great delight in pointing out to you that if it in fact had, you would have won the trophy last year. But you fixed that error this year by giving them their chance.
Yeah, well, we were both in agreement before and after the tournament that it was the right thing to do in the inaugural year for that team. Talking of inaugural years, it's the first year for our women's 35s. The Irish women's 35s have been going for a while, but they will be the exhibition category, the 8th and exhibition category at this Saturday's tournament. Their kick-off on pitch 1 is at 12:10. Tough to pick a winner in that one when we've never seen them play one another. But do you think the advantage is going to be with Ireland, having had a bit more experience together as a team?
You would hope that potentially Ireland have the edge there because they've played together as a team and they have the benefit of playing in the International Tag Series last year, which hopefully will or 2 years ago, which will hopefully will stand to them. But it's hard to know. It is a new category. There's a lot of people playing for Ireland for their first time, and there's some people playing for Ireland who haven't played in a while. So I'm sure it'll be tough.
At 1 o'clock, we'll then move into the 30s age category, starting with the men's game. Men's 30s, this is a category Ireland has dominated, winning the last 3 years, and arguably one of your strongest sides.
Yeah, that's probably fair. The men's 30s team is made up of people who played open in 15 and 18. And most of the really good players from 18 who narrowly lost out to your guys in the semi-final and drop off in 18. So it's probably our most experienced, and it must, to be honest, be a joy to coach for Matt Henderson, who's the coach, because he just has to tell the guys what to do and they know immediately what to do, which is a big advantage over some of our open coaches.
So 2019, the last time Great Britain won a game in that category. They'll be eager to not only repeat that this year, but to go one better and actually tie up the category. The following game at 1:50 will be the women's 30s. In a way, this has been the closest category we've had. The series was drawn 1-1, a win each, and then a tie in 2021 over in Ireland. And then last year, 5-game series over 2 days. They drew the first 3 games. Great Britain won the 4th, and then they drew again in the 5th. It's nothing between those two sides.
Yeah, very, very close category altogether. 4 draws in 5 games is pretty exceptional. When you ask someone how did you get on, they say a draw, and your immediate response is no. In the last game, not the game, not the game you played a few games ago. And they're like, no, it's still a draw.
Round 6, 220 is the mixed seniors. Great Britain won in 2019, Ireland in 2021, and then last year Ireland won the first 3 tests, I think by a cumulative margin of 4 points over them. No win in those 3 games bigger than 2 points, and then Great Britain came back and won the final 2 games. So in the end, it was a very close category, but Ireland had done enough in advance. Do you see the same happening today?
I would say mixed senior will be a bit more seesaw today. I think the matches were so close the last time that you would expect GB certainly to win at least one of the first 3 games, especially with home advantage. So I think that'll be tighter and a bit more seesaw as the day goes on today.
Okay, brilliant. Then at 1:30, we switch to the RFL's Our League. So that is free to sign up for. All you need to do is follow the link that's been across Great Britain Tag Rugby and Ireland Tag Rugby social media. Sign up there and you'll then be able to watch the final 3 games of the day, with the preceding 5 all being here on Try Tag Rugby's YouTube and Great Britain Tag Rugby's Facebook accounts. So 1:30 Men's Open. Great Britain had been racing ahead in 2019 and 2021 here, but last year Ireland pegged them back, and it seesawed throughout. Great Britain, Ireland, and then GB finally won the 5th game to see out the series. We're expecting another close one this weekend.
Yeah, I'd imagine it'll be the same this weekend. Again, both teams are close to each other, with Great Britain having the edge over the last couple of years. I know the guys were keen to put a marker down when we were here in Leeds, and they're really happy to do so by finally winning a couple of games, having threatened it previously. They were disappointed to lose, so it'll be interesting to see how they go today.
2 more games after that to bring you. At 4:20 we'll have the mixed open game on this one. Another one Ireland has been strong in recent years, and again you've got to go back to 2019 for GB's last one of GB's last wins. They did win 1 game last year in 2022, so the gap is narrowing. Do you think it's narrowed enough for Great Britain to take out the category this year?
We'll have to see that one. I probably would favour us in, but it's hard to know because it depends on who's available for the weekend as well. But yeah, that one again will be close, but I would hope that we would edge that one.
And then the final game of the day at 5:10 is the Women's Open. Now that's the category that Great Britain has been the strongest in over the last few years, and where the margin between the 2 teams has probably been at its most sizable. It was a 4-0 win for GB last time out in Leeds in September of last year. They won 4 games, they drew 1. You would expect Great Britain to probably hold the advantage today as well.
Yeah, I would. The Great Britain Women's Open team is a very, very good side. They showed that in Leeds. They really put our team under a lot of pressure. And like, to be honest, our team did brilliantly to get a draw, because the day went so badly against them. It was brilliant that they got the draw in one of the last matches. But yeah, it's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough.
So you'll have Barry and I on commentary throughout the day. We'll also be bringing you pitch-side interviews with players from the winning teams after each one. The games will come thick and fast, 40-minute games in 50-minute slots. So do not turn your attention away for one moment. It is going to be close. It's going to be competitive. And then at the end of the day, to wrap things up, we'll bring you the trophy presentation from pitch-side here at King South Sports Ground in Chiswick. Looking forward to the day. Barry, it's going to be great to have you alongside me. Hope you guys stick with us.
Try Tag Rugby is a modified version of the game. Anybody 14 plus can get involved, and tag rugby can be played by people of all fitness levels and sporting abilities. You can play one 40-minute game each week, and there's no training, so it's great for fitting into a busy lifestyle. Try Tag Rugby is a 7-a-side mixed men's or women's formatted game. Mixed teams have 4 male and 3 female players on the pitch during a game. Teams have substitutions, and there's no limit to how often you make changes. Games are generally played on a pitch measuring 70 metres by 45 metres, approximately half the size of a normal rugby league pitch. Each player wears shorts with Velcro patches on the sides where coloured tags are attached. The game begins with a kick-off from the halfway line. Much like the standard game of rugby league, attacking players attempt to score tries, while defending players try to prevent them from scoring by tagging them with the removal of their tag. The attacking team has 6 plays to try and score or get as far down the pitch as possible. Tries are worth 1 point. In mixed tag rugby, female tries are worth 2 points. There are no conversions in tag rugby. In higher level and international games, there are bonus boxes. A bonus box is marked out in the centre of each try line, 5 metres wide and 3 metres deep. Every try scored in the bonus box is worth an additional point. It's a minimal contact game, so neither player can cause contact, otherwise they will be penalised. The ball carrier is not allowed to protect their tag or fend off defenders attempting to take off a tag. Kicking is allowed in tag rugby, providing it is below shoulder height, so grubber kicks are common on the tag rugby pitch. Leagues vary in standard, with those aimed at beginners, right up to the more experienced rugby player and even international standard. You can join as an individual and get put on a team, a great way to meet new people. You can also join with existing friends or work colleagues and create your own team. The team that scores the most points wins the game. The action on the pitch is only part of the fun. Try-tag rugby is an extremely social sport where you can socialise with your teammates and the opposition team after the match.
Hi everyone and welcome to the British and Irish Cup. We're just getting ready to do the national anthems. We're looking forward to a fabulous day here in London where the weather is very warm. The players are just lining up at the moment, and in front of us we have the women's 35 squad, the women's open squad and mixed open. Here are the ones who haven't done anthems just yet. We promised that we're going to play the short version of Ireland's call today, so it'll be just the 2 verses rather than the usual 4. Will assures me that he's practiced his editing skill, and it'll be the right version that's actually played today, which will definitely be a first for British and Irish Cup competitions. GB versus men's 40s Ireland. The teams are getting ready to enter the pitch and the players are getting ready to do the traditional clap tunnel to get the enthusiasm up for the game. Not that I think that these guys need any enthusiasm given how close it was the last time in Leeds, with GB edging it just by 1 point cumulatively and one game, 3-2. So we've some veterans in the Irish team here. Brendan Walsh, who would have played in the 2015 World Cup, and Cliff Callanan the same, and Billy Lee, he played in the 2018 World Cup. He was actually player coach the 2018 World Cup for Mick Senior.
So at the moment, is it actually coming out onto the stream?
Here we go with the first game, Great Britain versus Ireland men's 40s.
Yeah, so big cheers, Barry, from both sides. It looks like is this the Irish women's 35s potentially cheering on the Irish men's 40s as they run onto the pitch. Similar bit of support being shown by the Great Britain mixed seniors to the men's 40s. There are a few players that have moved from the GB men's 40s up to the from the GB mixed seniors up to the men's 40s. Many players in the Irish side, Barry, that have had previously represented Ireland in the other categories.
Yeah, no, there's plenty. Cliff Callahan would have played mixed senior in 2015, as would Brendan Walsh and Vinnie O'Donnell. And Billy Lee was player coach in the 2018 World Cup, and Connie Lee would have played men's 30s in the 2015 World Cup. So there's plenty of experience there playing international tag, and a lot of them would have played in Leeds last year as well.
Definitely a lot of experience there, but perhaps none that can rival the player coach, head coach of the GB men's 40s, Matt Picnic, who makes his return to the Great Britain fold this year. He didn't play in the inaugural men's 40s year last year, but he has represented Great Britain in men's open, in mixed open, in men's 30s, in mixed seniors, and now in men's 40s. So all of the sides that he could represent for Great Britain, he has done. He played in the first BNI in 2013, he played in the first World Cup in 2012, and this is his home ground. He wants us to give a shout out to King's House Boys School, who play here and where he teaches, King's House School, having a bit of a shout out as they watch their hero, Matt Picnic, in this one. We are shortly about to get underway, just making sure the referee has the mic on. And it is going to be Great Britain in the red and blue playing right to left. The kick-off from Jay Bear, fielded well by Ireland.
Fast to Connie Lee, that goes inside.
2 tags in a row from Chris Prout from Great Britain.
So far, Paul Tully has tagged just as he tries to break the line, and it's really good defence by Great Britain. Good line speed to start with. So we're up to tag 3 for only 5 metres gain.
Yeah, and all on this tight right-hand side, but now the men's 40s from Ireland look to spread it a little bit wider, right over to the left-hand touchline, and possibly a little bit of contact coming in as Ben Payne for Great Britain makes the tag. Ireland forced to kick early, that kick over shoulder height, so that will be a changeover. And Great Britain have their first opportunity, 10 metres inside Ireland's half. So not really the exit set Ireland were looking for there, Barry.
No, they worked it well, but unfortunately the kick was just a little bit too high, so the exit didn't quite work. But you'd have to say good defence by Britain, great line speed, good pressure, and forced the error from Ireland.
So our first opportunity to see what Great Britain can do on the ball, as Martin Gambles takes it up, and now a pick and go from Picknett. He is going to be instrumental, as is this man, Jay Bear. Passes over to his captain Leary, and then the pass on again to the wing, unable to be gathered in.
Yeah, he tried to make the best of a bad world there by looking to the rubber kick too, but unfortunately the kick was dead, but I think it was penalty advantage, so it's actually still GB's ball.
Yeah, so it looked briefly like both teams had kind of thrown away their first opportunity, but GB given a second bite of the cherry here, and Picnic linking up on that right hand side. Is it going to be first try through Ben Payne? No, tag short, and a changeover. So Ireland,
initial yards by Ireland there as they look to break out. Question marks over contact.
Yeah, looks like a wrap there from Ben Payne. So Ireland get the penalty, put the shoulder in it on the following one. There is going to be some of this.
Always going to be feisty at this level, Will.
Yeah, but this level and also the experience level of these players, they know how to play a referee, although not played quite so successfully there by Alan Conboy. And so it's Great Britain now with the penalty. All the play so far has taken place in this Irish half, but for no score to either team yet. But here we go, Leary breaking through, keeps the ball alive, finds Prout, back inside again, nope.
Good scramble defence by Ireland there, good tag by Paul Tully in the corner.
Ball in centre field now, there is an overlap on this right hand side. If they go, the diving attempt. And the try is awarded. Pete Adams with Great Britain's opening score. 1-0 GB.
Yeah, Great Britain did quite well there. Spread the ball well. Nice finish in the corner after a lot of pressure.
So GB 1, Ireland 0. The first score that we've been able to bring you on pitch 1.
So Ireland look to counter now, having conceded the first try of the match, following a good bit of pressure from GB, it has to be said, in the first few minutes. Gerald O'Shea in the ball, he gets tagged in the middle. Ireland look to go wide again, come back inside. Made good yards on this set of tags. Paul Tully on the wing, looks to break, but it's a penalty for offside, so Ireland get the tap and go in the middle.
First time that they've crossed that thick blue line marking halfway and into British territory. Good fellow, an Irish native for GB making the tag. 2 in a row, in fact.
Yeah, Ireland are looking to work something now that they're into the GB half, but unfortunately their handling lets them down under pressure, and it's turnover back to GB again.
A nice opening run here from Andy Inglis, and the opportunity to dart the ball back inside, not taken. Great Britain go for the settle instead and try to build from here. Matt Picknett inviting the defenders to take the tag, but of course he's got to be careful not to surrender. That rule has been revised recently. It's anything that encourages the quick roll, as Andy Inglis finds a huge amount of space, opens for him in centre field, and the ball's spilt forward as it goes in and then straight out of the hands of Alex Sagrove, the oldest man in this Great Britain men's 40 side. And so Ireland let off on that occasion and will have the opportunity to play out from inside their own 10 metre, and the opportunity is wasted straight away. A knock on into touch, and the English just identifying where he can take the roll ball from, and in the end is able to play it forward with no Irish marker. All the GB stacked to the right. Sagrove makes no mistake catching the ball this time. Leary.
It's good tag by Ireland, good defence by Ireland, but there's a lot of pressure from GB at the moment.
Andy Davis just wanting to see whether he can create any more options for GB. He was looking to draw an Irish defender out there. Didn't quite work, and Ireland still hold out.
Yeah,
Sagrove. The loop back to Leary didn't work. Leary manages to clear it up without a knock on and finds Inglis. Final tag here, 5th and final for Great Britain. Last roll of the dice if they're going to score on this set. The kick comes in from Chris Prout, vice captain of the side.
Conboy has it though. He's looking to move the ball, but he's tagged. But it's good defence by Ireland there, forcing the turnover. And again, Ireland look to break out. Back inside to Alan Conboy. He's moving, the first player hasn't tagged him, but there's been a turnover potentially for contact.
Yeah, no signal from the referee as to what the penalty was for, but it is Great Britain with the opportunity once again to attack the Irish line for good territory at the starting point. Andy Davis again waits to see what options are open for him. Darts to his right. Oh, no.
By Ireland right on the line, just preventing the score.
Yeah, Holt will be pleased he got tagged there because he spilt the ball forwards over the line. It would have been no score to Great Britain. And a tap on the 10 probably for Ireland, given it went over on the full. Ben Payne tries to twist the hips through, but he is tagged. All of GB to the left now, shifting the ball quickly through the hands. Bear takes a little run. It's going to be 6 again for GB. No,
I don't think so.
The referees have judged it forwards off Great Britain. And then has given Ireland the penalty. The marker's not in the correct position. Andy Davis makes the tag for GB. Ireland on the attack.
Paul Tully on the ball now as he looks to break down the wing, but unfortunately he spilled the ball just before he's tagged.
It's a nervous start, Barry, from both these two teams. Higher error count than either of them would have wanted, as Ben Payne manages to pick that one off his shoelaces on the far side, gain a few metres. Maybe the pressure of this category for the first time counting towards the overall awarding of the British and Irish Cup, playing on these players' minds. Vin Lewin passed that ball forwards before he was tagged, so another error.
Instant tag, but not that one, Will. That one was fairly simple to catch. Just a little bit ahead of the passer. Ireland coming down this narrow side again, trying to get some change out of this wing, but they're not really getting anywhere. GB are defending quite well, but seems to be penalty advantage again for offside. Finley O'Donnell looks to break now. He's looking for an option, no real option. Ireland looking to attack again through the middle. Connie on the ball, he looks a bit wide to Gerald Shea. Goes down the wing, it's actually the first good break by Ireland into the GB half of the pitch.
Yeah, still tags remaining in this set. Most promising attack we've had from Ireland. Options to the right, but the dart off the ruck to the left gets Ireland 10 metres from the Great Britain line. It's a good tag from Rhys Jones.
So they got to do something in this set, or it's going to be turnover, and it is in fact turnover.
Yeah, nice calm tag there from the experienced head of Davis. And so GB, this is the deepest they've had to attack from, so we'll get to see their exit set for the first time. And once again, goes to a picnic on the second tag, and he dances around. However, he dances in a way the referee does not like, and it is a penalty to Ireland. So 6 tags and just 25 metres to the try line.
Yeah, Ireland in a field position now following that error by GB. They'll look to move the ball and try to get in one of the corners, similar to the way GB did. Alan Conboy with time and space, and he almost puts Thomas Farrell away for trying the corner, but it's a tag just before.
Ireland's attacking line quite flat here to the right hand side, and then yet again an error, pounced on quickly by Great Britain, but not able to get away. Initially pegged back, and that's a crucial tag by Ireland. Jay Bear finds some space opening in front of him, ships the ball over to the wing.
It's a good tag by Ireland.
Nance, no way through for him.
It's good defence by Ireland so far. But there's a little bit of a scramble. You feel there's a bit of momentum on the GB side of defence.
Yeah, they just seem to be hitting the defensive line with more pace. Getting that roll ball completed quicker.
Yeah, it seems to be a bit closer, alright.
Bear puts in the kick, but it is Ireland possession.
Ireland looking to calm things down now. Oh, unfortunate error.
Yeah, this is really something this Ireland men's 40 side are going to have to sort out, and quickly. Although, as I say that, it's a GB error that could lead to an Irish breakaway. Good tag by Mant, just saves that from happening.
Both teams appear to be a little nervous so far, Will.
They do indeed.
Alan Conway on the ball again. A lot of the ball going through him or Connie Lee in the middle. Referee deeming the pass to be forward though, so it's turn over to GB again. GB with field position between the 2 10s. Good covering tag there by Thomas Farrell from Ireland. GB looked to get in the corner, but it's good defence by Ireland again. A lot of pressure from GB though.
Shipped all the way over to this left-hand side where Mike Vinlowen gets tagged just a couple of metres short of the line. Jay Bear now, centre field.
Looking to get into the box.
A nice option with Matt Picknett, who's judged to have spun into contact there, and the referee reaching for his pocket is going to sin bin Picknett, Great Britain men's 40s head coach. Repeated instances of contact after the spin. So Great Britain having to play with 7 players. This 2 minutes of advantage that Ireland have, they've really got to use and get back into this game. Still just a 1 point down, but the error count too high.
Yeah, the error count is high on the Irish side, and another unforced error there. And again, Ireland turned the ball over, unfortunately, still in their half. It's good defence by Ireland as GB look to attack down the middle.
3 Irish defenders combining to make that tag. Saggrove, little stutter step. Good fellow, comes back inside and wants more contact, this time against the defence. Closing the gap is the call. Great Britain 10 metres out, 6 tags. Saggrove. There's gambles, couple of fakes. Gets within 3 metres of the line. Remember, GB playing with 1 fewer man on the field at this point in time. Leary, the size better of his initial option and of his second as well. And his third.
Ireland defended well, nobody biting, nobody shooting.
Yeah, good, calm, patient defence that from Ireland. No one jumping out the line. As Gareth Roach just lost his footing but kept the ball in hand. And Adams is through for a box try. That was just a missed tag there. He ran very close to the defender, twisted his hips. Ireland not able to take the tag, and the first 2-pointer that we see in this game extends Great Britain's lead to 3-0 now.
Yeah, Great Britain will be delighted with that, especially being down a man to score a box try in that situation is pretty good goal.
Yeah, of course, it meant the first person to congratulate Pete Adams, the try scorer, was Matt Picknett in the sin bin still. Still probably a minute left on that one before Picknett will return to the field of play as Davis kicks into the back right corner for Ireland. Spilt on the first gather of the ball, but caught on the second. A short pull penalty, but he's got to put his tags back on, has Conboy, before he goes again.
Yeah, a little bit of inexperience there potentially, like, or trying to just go too fast. Ireland look to break out again, but GB's defence, as has been the case all through this match so far, is very, very solid, and Ireland getting no real yards. for time on the ball. Ireland managed to get the ball away to Tully. Tully in a bit of space, but he gets tagged in the midfield.
That was a nice sneaky bit of play there.
It's good play by Alan Conboy, drawing in the players and then creating the space. And it's a nice exit kick by Ireland. But unfortunately the ball goes dead, which means that GB will get to come out 10 and tap, and Ireland will have to be back a further 7.
Tap 10. Tap 10, BMB.
Yeah, so Great Britain taking over inside their own half. Davis over the ball, decides not to pass on tag 1, and Picnic allowed back on. However, he's signalling for a sub. It's going to be Rhys Jones is going to come on in his place to avoid GB losing any time.
Yeah, GB will be happy to go back up to 8 players, having won the Simbin period 2-0. Will.
Yeah, not a bad return on that one. You would have expected that to be Ireland's best opportunity, overlaps and attack, but when you spill the ball forwards as much as they have done so far, very difficult to get any points on the board.
Yeah, that's true. Ireland doing themselves no favours during that Simbin period. You feel they just need to settle, and if they settle, then maybe they'll be able to do something with the ball.
Conboy appealing there on what looked to be a very flat pass from Great Britain around halfway, and the attempt for the 50-10 coming from Jay Bear, who was inside his own half. And so the first 50-10 that we see, Jay Bear has certainly got one of the most powerful boots in this GB programme. He's used it to fantastic effect there. Of course, it's a tap rather than a roll ball, a 50-10 these days. As Rhys Jones is tagged about 5 metres away from the Irish line. Bear and Davis linking up again as they so often have done previously for mixed seniors. Vinlewin juggles the ball and he does go over the Irish field. They'd made the tag already, but the referee has awarded it, so Vinlewin becomes the 3rd scorer for Great Britain, and that is the 4th point for them. Just a 1-point try there. Let's just have a look on the replay, Barry. Vinlewin did so well, the pass was behind him.
Probably down just before he was tagged, unfortunately for Ireland.
The expert eye of Barry Keary agrees. The try is awarded. 4-0 Great Britain as we approach half time. Just a minute and a half to go. Ireland still to cross the GB line, and if they're going to, you feel this man Conboy is going to be absolutely crucial in it. He's been involved in everything good so far.
Nice break by Vinny O'Donnell there.
Yeah, really well done. Inside GB's territory.
Yeah, you feel that Ireland could really do with something before half time.
Yeah, but they need to maximise the seconds they've got, and that ball being spilt forwards and having to be then collected allow GB to set themselves an offence, catch their breath, and ultimately make that tag over on the far side of the pitch, which has pegged Ireland back a couple of metres. The early kick is regathered by Ireland, but the tag is made. And it was Farrell there. With
Looking to move it. He's shouting out instructions to the outside. He knows what he wants.
So there's the half-time hooter. We did start a little bit late in this one as the referee was having his mic put on. So we will continue.
Just a few seconds behind. Ireland with the ball right on the line in the last 30 seconds of the first half. They look to go wide to Vinny O'Donnell, but unfortunately the pass wasn't to hand and it goes into stuff.
One more error for Ireland, unfortunately, to end the half, and so that does mean we have a 4-0 scoreline at half-time. GB 4, Ireland 0. 3 tries to Great Britain. One of them in the box through Pete Adams, and another 2 single pointers. So GB lead 4-0, and I'm able to bring you the scores from the other 2 pitches in round 1, which some of you may have been following along pitch 2 on the live stream there. It has no scores or commentary. That one saw Great Britain men's open victorious 4-2. And then on pitch 3, it went Ireland's way in the men's 30. Ireland with a comprehensive 6-0 win in their opening game. Now, we were talking, Barry, about that category having gone Ireland's way the last few years. It's exactly the start they would have wanted to continue things.
Yeah, I mean, the men's 30s, as we said earlier, has a lot of the guys who would have played Open in 2015 and 2018 World Cups. So it's one of our more experienced teams, very driven set of guys, and they know what they're doing. So it's good to see that they're continuing their ruthlessness in the British and Irish Cup, it has to be said.
Yeah, that is a dominant opening display, 6-0. But Great Britain will be pleased with their result in Men's Open, winning 4-2 in Game 1 there. So a supercharged short series, this one, just over 1 day, 3 test matches. So a win in the opening test, absolutely vital. We went to GB in the Men's Open, and we're here in the third and final of the men's categories, the men's 40s, and currently this one is in Great Britain's favour as they lead 4-0, 2 single point tries and a box try. Barry, what's Ireland got to do to get back in this one?
Well, a lot of the first half was probably down to just unforced errors on the ball, really. So you'd probably say, if you were the Irish coach, to just calm down, stick to the game plan, relax, enjoy it, and just try to get playing again. Look to get the first score of the second half to get a bit of momentum back, and then look to work their way back into the game from there.
So we see the team talk on camera there from Great Britain. All looks to be nice and calm. Not too much that they need to fret about. They need to continue doing what they've been doing. They've looked good in attack, maybe cut out some of the errors that were there in sort of the opening 10 minutes for GB, and continue to take the chances as they are presented to them. Wearing that number 10 singlet there, you see Pete Murray, who has recently become a father. We've got quite a few mums and dads across the Great Britain squads. He has a 1-month-old son called Freddie. So we wish Freddie all the best, watching his dad play for Great Britain for the first time. First time since Freddie was born. Both sides getting themselves ready now to head back out for the second half. They get a full 5-minute half time, and Barry, got to say they'll need it. The heat today, it's high.
It is extremely warm. I'm sort of glad that I'm not playing today. Definitely will need the water today, that's for sure.
Well, I think all of Ireland is glad you're not playing today, Barry, but yeah, we will need to be keeping ourselves hydrated in this commentary box, but even more so the players out there. It's not super sunny, but the humidity is very, very heavy, and so it's going to be a tough day, even if it is only those 3 tests that they're playing. That is still a lot of work to get through in tough temperatures. Can we expect similar weather in Limerick in August, Barry?
Yeah, you would hope so. Typically in Ireland the weather would be better in August, would be similar to this, maybe not as hot or as humid, but would tend to be good. The summer in Ireland is kind of the best time of the year. You get fairly decent weather most of the time, so you would be hopeful, alright. So here we go at the start of the second half, with Ireland looking to kick off the GB, and the first score in this is probably crucial if Ireland are to work their way back into the game. The player coach Cliff Callanan kicking off. Ireland 4-0 down at the moment.
Cliff Callahan, he knows a thing or two about winning here. He's represented the Warriors. They won medals at Tagfest London 2022 on this very pitch. So he will be keen to taste similar success here in an Irish jersey. These are nice white jerseys you guys are playing today. I've not seen them before, Barry.
Yeah, this is the training kit for the World Cup. We opted to go with 3 sets of kit, so this is the kit that they're training, and that they're going to play the British and Irish Cup probably this year and potentially next year as well.
So just as that attack was starting to build really nicely, a couple of simultaneous tags allowed Matt to get the ball out to Mark Batty on the left wing, but it was a forward pass. Batty had space in front of him. You could see the frustration as the ball had to be given back to Ireland. Penalty now to the Irish. So Great Britain unable to score on their opening salvo in this second half. Ireland, their first opportunity, and as you said, Barry, the next score is going to be crucial.
Oh, absolutely. Ireland are definitely working field position a little bit better in this half. They seem to be a little bit calmer. So you'd be hopeful that they can at least get through the tags and then look to at least get a kick through. They go for the 50-10, but it's well covered and anticipated by GB.
Yeah, Batty sweeping round well there, but unable to get away from Connor Dunn. As Mant picks and goes, Saggrove finds Picnic. He'll be hoping to stay on the field this time, but contact once again. Picnic feels the gap was closed on him. The referee disagrees. Ireland with an opportunity now in British territory, and they break through here. This is the captain, Walsh.
But the referee's calling it back for a tag in midfield.
Frustration for Ireland. That would have been a nice bit of ground gained, and really leading from the front now, Walsh. A reminder, it is 4-0 to Great Britain. So Ireland not only looking for tries, but they'll be looking for high scoring ones. They'll want that box.
They certainly will. I think they'd probably settle for getting the score to get on the board.
Yeah, O'Brien tagged not far from the left-hand touchline, and it's Walsh once again.
But unfortunately he's tagged, so it'll be back for the row. Referee's looking to talk to both teams. I believe this. Ireland look to take the row now. Bit of time and space, but GB are covering the outside, anticipating the kick, but the kick doesn't come. Ireland look to go down the far side of the pitch, but unfortunately they're tagged again. Really good defence by GB. GB look to run out though, and Alan Conboy does a kick through. Then an unusual choice of pass, but luckily for him he was tagged as the pass was, there was a penalty for contact. Essentially that's why he threw the pass. He probably knew it was a free play, so he might as well have a go. Ireland with decent field position now. They're looking to break in. Conboy looks to pass outside to Cliff, and it's back inside again. A bit of a messy ball, but it's good defence by GB, and Ireland have really only gone backwards for the last couple of tags. They look to attack the line again. They look to go wide to Vinny O'Donnell, who hasn't got much change out of the GB winger yet. He managed to beat him this time, but he's tagged by the inside link. It's back to Vinny. Vinny doesn't have his tag on, unfortunately, though, so it's another tag.
Yeah, in his left hand, you'd think that would be one of the things at international level you would remember. But luckily for Ireland, the attack continues. Walsh puts in the little kick.
And tries given, so it's 4-1. Nice kick through by Brendan Walsh there. He was tagged, but he was tagged after he kicked the ball according to the referee, so the try is, therefore it's advantage and the try is given, so it's now 4-1 to GB.
Yeah, able to regather the ball with just the one tag on, and then score right in that left-hand corner. Ireland, well, they've done job number one. They scored next. They've got themselves on the board finally. Now they need to do it again.
Yeah, they certainly do. They need to force a turnover here now, nice and quick.
Pete Adams did really well clearing up that kickoff. He fell down on his hands and knees, however no defenders in tagging distance, so he was allowed to play on. Steve Leary nearly undressed by his opponents. Gets the penalty. It's taken quickly by Jones, who finds Gamble stepping around and 12 metres inside the Irish half. Now Jay Bear is there at dummy, picks and goes, but a good tag made by O'Donnell.
Yeah, Ireland scrambling a bit though, it has to be said.
Yeah, scrambling a bit, but scrambling enough. And they work it over to the left-hand side through Leary and Prout, the vice-captain and captain of this side. The side to come right again instead of left to Inglis. Gambles, Adams, he's got Goodfellow outside him. They fake a switch. Gamble standing wide of the mark at first receiver. There with three outside him. The link up between Leary and Prout just didn't quite work, and Ireland managing to hold out on that final tag. And they have a set of 6 to relieve pressure from their own try line here.
Yeah, you just look to exit from this position, especially given how tight the GB are packed in the middle, coming up fast, looking to deny time and space. Ireland could really just do with exiting, potentially now, even though it's only tag 3. Okay, so Ireland look to go wide down the wing, but again it's good defence by GB, and Ireland are going to be forced to kick now with not much time and space. There it is, a decent exit kick by the player coach Cliff Calman, well dealt with by GB, but if Ireland can make the tag on halfway, at least they've managed to push the game back to the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, really well done now. Callahan had no options, everyone closing, but what they're not closing down on is Pete Adams as he goes for a second try. Over on the right hand side, the try will be given. A single point takes the lead to 5-1 for Great Britain in its opening game of the 3-test series between Britain and Ireland here at the B&I Cup. So a wonderful try. Adams just found the space, and none of the 3-4 Irish defenders chasing back were able to lay a hand on his tags. The lead extended 5-1 now to Great Britain.
Yeah, and with just 12 minutes left in the game, it's probably a bit of a mountain for Ireland to climb, especially given another error down on the try line will mean more defending for 6 tags down the Irish line.
Yeah, really good opportunity here for Great Britain to put more points on the board and to set up the momentum for the 2 remaining tests to come today for the men's 40s. Finland tags just to the left of the box. There, switches direction with the play. More of a roll than a dive from Holt over the line there, and Ireland equal to it through Callahan. Mance spills forwards, and can Ireland counter here? They are unable to, but still they do have possession after the Great Britain knock on.
Yeah, they do have possession. It was good defence by Ireland. They forced their forward pass error from GB, and they'll have an opportunity now to counter. But again, a lot of their play in the second half is in the Irish half of the pitch, so GB have to be happy with that.
Yeah, playing a very territory orientated game, Great Britain, and it's working in their favour so far. Just over 10 minutes left in this one. 3/4 of the way through the first test. Great Britain 5, Ireland 1. Ireland playing their exit set here. They will get the penalty for closing the gap, so another set of 6 with 15 metres until the halfway line. Bear with an athletic diving tag, but Ireland able to play it quickly over to the right hand side. A little twist of the hips from Billy Leahy. And again working that short side now through Barry Casey.
GB have dropped 2 back in anticipation of a kick, but Ireland look to exploit the overlap as a result, but the kicker comes back in. It's just a tag on Cliff Callahan in the middle. Finney O'Donnell's missing his tag. I don't think he's noticed he's on the ball now, but it's going to be a tag back where he got the ball, unfortunately for him.
There it is, yeah. Not the first time we've seen an Irish player receive the ball with only 1 tag on, and it's going against them, although this is going against Great Britain. A penalty again for Ireland. So effectively their 3rd set since they regained possession from a British error on their own try line, and they made 45 metres so far. Still alive here as Nathan Goodfellow missed the tag on the first attempt, got it on the second. The short line run there from Casey, but only a couple of metres gained beyond the ruck. So quite a run back he's got to go.
Yeah, it feels like Ireland have to work harder for the time and the space to break through the line that GB are having to.
Good tag there on Conboy
Gerald O'Shea isn't always experienced to potentially dummy and try to get in, but he's well tagged by the GB defence.
Using his experience, but unfortunately not getting a quick roll for Ireland as the dancing feet come in from Paul Tully, the vice-captain. But that is the final tag of the set, and Great Britain do take over the opportunity to relieve pressure. They get a penalty, and Ireland only 7 defenders in the line at the moment as Davis takes it up for a settle. Mance works it left to Sadgrove, skips back to his right-hand side. Options now to the right as Leary arcs round, finds Jones, Payne, the flick. Oh, but Payne is tagged.
I think he was lucky he was tagged there, because I'm pretty sure that was forward, Will.
Yeah, it did look a bit forward. I'm not sure whether the referee would have called it.
Yeah, it can be hard to call it when you're the ref in the middle. You got to stand back on the defence and then got to see through a forest of players as to whether something is forward or not.
Sadgrove found Batty on that deep charging line, and the penalty won by GB, so 6 more inside Irish half of the field, and it's still Leary twisting those hips, finding Ben Payne on the right hand side. The referee just deciding whether to award the try or not. He isn't going to, but Great Britain will maintain possession. They'll have another penalty. There's an Irish player down over the line, however. The referee just stopping the clock to check how the player is doing, so we're likely, with him having turned time off here, we're likely to hear the final play who to go in 7.5 minutes and still continue playing here. It's definitely going to be a substitution, and the referee pointed to his head. I didn't personally see the collision in too much detail, as we do get an opportunity to see it on the replay here. Tricky to see where the head knock comes in. He's tripped over.
I think he just hit his head on the ground.
Yeah, I think he has. It's the impact of his head hitting the ground.
Just bad luck.
But all the while, it's a GB score. Because we were focused on the replay of the injured player, but Great Britain have got another score there. So now lead
6-1.
6-1.
I'm going to go out on a limb, Will, and suggest that you might win this one.
Never say never, Barry Keary. The opportunity for an Irish comeback is there. They are famous for it. But unfortunately, Brendan Walsh, the captain, unable to gather that one in, and he did play at the ball, so it is going to be British possession. 10 metres out, played forwards by Pete Adams. Tries to dance through for his 3rd try. Gambles, steps back inside as the ball is being worked to the left-hand side. Sadgrove just waits on that pass and finds Vinlowen. Not his first score, not Great Britain's second score, but it is their 7th point of the game. A 6-point margin now with time ticking down, just 6 minutes left to play. That mountain is getting ever higher for Ireland to scale if they want to close the gap in this one.
Yeah, very true. At the moment, GB very dominant in this match. Ireland with very little field position. The early momentum at the start of the second half is now gone, with GB getting the last 2 scores to increase the size of the gap.
Now we shouldn't read too much into this result at this point, Barry. You know, the category last year swung one way and then the other. Ireland's winning the opening couple of tests, and Great Britain then coming back. Well, I think it was 1-1 after 2, and Ireland leading at the end of day 1. They were the only team to play 3 tests on day 1 last year. So there's definitely opportunities for Ireland to pick up wins in game 2 and 3.
Oh, absolutely, and I would think that the first half performance, when Ireland were 4-0 down, a lot of it was probably...
Callahan breaks and will score for Ireland. Wily old fox that he is, knows his way to the try line and makes it 7-2. Sorry, Barry, to cut across you there, but didn't want to rob Cliffy of his big moment on the international stage. A wonderful try for the Limerick-based man.
Yeah, nice little hip twister, nice finish. Really accelerated away from the defence and scored exactly what Ireland needed in response to the last 2 concessions.
Now I hear that Cliffy's got an international cap in rugby union, but he says it's not for Ireland. Any ideas, Barry?
I think it's probably for like Dubai or somewhere like that. He works there for a while.
We'll have to track him down in the after party, see whether it was the UAE that he represented. And unfortunately, Adam's unable to hold on to that one, and so Ireland will take possession. Just on halfway, Conboy at dummy decides to work the left-hand side. Lots of contact, really. Not super heavy contact, but we've seen a lot of players not able to get through the gap, and penalties being given away.
Yeah, it seems to be a typical game of men's tag with lots of bumps.
The referee just replaying what's happened there in his head, and he's saying it was touched over the try line by the defender, which means it's automatically dead at that point. So Great Britain had the tap, and it's a wonderful run from Picnic to get within sight of the halfway line. Certainly wanting to make up for the time he had to spend in the sin bin. As Bear, another of the new dads on this team, not quite able to get away.
No, again, good defence by Ireland on that occasion. And GB again, though, with field position in Ireland's half. And Ireland are really running out of time at this point.
So we've seen a 50-10 from Jay Bear. That time he goes for more of a deft little tap, but Ireland able to deal with it. Nice little pass there from Leahy. Conboy taps and goes. Knocked back by British hands, but the referee signals the tag was made first. Again, Great Britain playing with this pendulum defence to counter the threat of a kick through from Ireland. We've seen what Callaghan can do with the boot. That ball thrown out over the touchline by the Irish, and Britain able to go through Andy Inglis. Leary sprinting in to be there at dummy half. There finds Davis, and they do come back to the left-hand side.
Yeah, it's really good defence by Ireland. So far, with GB again are hammering on the door, looking at their options, looking to move wide.
Ben Payne with space on the right-hand side. Selfless play from him.
Unfortunately, forward pass in the build-up there, so it's going to be a turnover. GB looked like they might have been in again.
Tough call for Jones, who loses a try as a result of it. Just a forward pass, a roll ball for Ireland. A minute and a half to go. Maybe, as I mentioned, a little bit extra time in this one, given the stoppage for the head injury, and we hope the Irish player is okay after that one. Never nice when you trip over another player and go crashing into the ground like that. A few players slipping, in fact.
Ireland looking to go wide again, but you have to say that GB are defending quite well. It's going to be a penalty for contact there against Ireland.
Yeah, contact caused really by the pressure that was put on by the Great Britain defence, forcing the passes to be rushed from the Irish players. It meant the ball went spiralling up into the air, took ages to come back down, and ended up with Ireland running into contact. So GB now with the opportunity on the left-hand touchline. Nice quick passing between Bear and Inglis and Mant, and a penalty again for GB. Penalty count very high in this men's 40s game, something teams in all categories will be wanting to reduce as much as possible, as Steve Leary pretty much just walks through the defence there. He's got such a calm, languid running style, and it tricked the Irish defenders as he goes over for what will be the final score in this one. It ends Great Britain 8, Ireland 2. A real statement win from GB to start the day in the men's 40s category, Barry.
Oh yeah, absolutely. GB very dominant in that very dominant in that game, and fully deserved the win. And it was quite a big win on international level. A gap of 6 points is a big loss, so it'll be tough for the Irish to pick themselves up and get ready for game 2. But look, they've got 2 more games to play, so there's everything still to play for. A lot went wrong in in the first half they were 4-0 down at half time. The second half was 3-2 when they were much more settled, so you'd have to hope that they build on that going into game 2 and then on to game 3 afterwards.
Yeah, certainly not over by any stretch of the imagination in the men's 40s category, but they do take the first one here. So we know results from all 3 men's categories, game 1 so far. Ireland leading in the men's 30s, Great Britain leading in men's 40s and men's open. We'll be bringing you the results from pitches 2 and 3, round 2 of the competition, very shortly as they come through to us. But from the results we've got so far, it is Great Britain leading in 2 of the categories, Ireland in 1 of them. And as the game finished there, we did see Anya Cribben, as was Anya Payne, walking over the pitch. She's here today playing for Ireland in the social level International Cup, a former GB representative herself, and married to Ben Payne, who was playing there in the GB men's 40s. You might guess by the name she is from Ireland, so I don't know how mixed her feelings will be there, whether she's backing her country or backing her husband to win in this one. But it was Ben Payne and the GB men's 40s who were able to take the honours in the first one. We were hoping to bring you an interview with one of the players, and it looks like it is going to be Great Britain men's 40s vice captain Chris Prout, who's jogging over right now. So we'll shortly be able to bring you a couple of insights from Chris. Hey Chris, so it was an 8-2 win there to Great Britain in game 1 of the men's 40s. Really solid display by the team. How did it feel out on the park?
Really, really good. Look, we've got one of the best coaches out there, and we're keeping it really simple. I think the boys were really, really focused on going hard at the gaps, really committing their players, committing their defenders, and I think the scoreline, it feels right for that game. We were in there half a lot. We hope that we can continue with that as the competition goes.
Fantastic, Chris. Sorry, you're not coming through to me, but I'm sure your answer was absolutely brilliant on that one. The tries shared around amongst the players in game 1. We saw a few tries for Pete. We saw a few for Mike Vinlowen. They'll be pleased with those.
Absolutely. All the boys getting out there. Everyone's hungry for it. They've all been given a responsibility, and they're really stepping up to the mark. We had Reese as player of the game, rightly so. Just a try machine. He keeps going like that. We'll be fine today. Really happy with that performance, Will, and we're going to keep it up, mate.
So 2 games to come in this one.
Yes, sir.
We saw the series last year, 5-test series between GB and Ireland, go down to the wire. It was 1-3-2 by Great Britain last year. You've got the advantage from game 1 here. What can we expect from the final 2 games of the day?
The second one is going to be the real test, Will. They're not going to want to just give it away. The Irish players they're good players. I've been playing against a lot of those lads for 10 years. We can't take it for granted. They're going to come out hard. I think it's going to be a closer game in the second, but we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it. We're going to win everything we can. We're going to try and win everything we can. We take that second.
Thank you very much for joining us, Chris.
Cool. Thank you so much, Will.
We'll wish you the best of luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you
Wonderful
very much.
to see men's 40s get a win on the opening game of the live stream.
Fantastic.
Hopefully more for GB as we go through the day. Good luck.
Thanks, Will. Cheers, bud.